Let us solve some of the questions of part B in this session. This is sixth question. Let's start with the binary operation on the set Q of rational numbers defined by A star B is equal to AB by 5. Verify whether star is commutative or not. Then seventh question is find the principal value of tan inverse root 3 minus secant inverse of minus 2. Then eighth question, if A dash is equal to 3 minus 1 0 4 2 1, B equals minus 1 2 1 1 2 3, then find A dash minus B dash. Then ninth is if so determinant is given, if these two determinants are equal, find the value of x. Then discuss the continuity of the function f of x is equal to 2x plus 3 at x is equal to 1. Then if y plus sin y is equal to cos x, find dy by dx. Then differentiate x to the power sin x with respect to x. So these are the questions carrying 2 marks. So let us work out one by one. So I will consider sixth question in part B. See, A star B is equal to AB by 5. Verify whether star is commutative or not. So commutative property says A star B is equal to B star A. So A star B means AB by 5. B star A means BA by 5. So here the elements belongs to set of rational numbers Q. So AB by 5 is equal to BA by 5. This is equal. Okay. So therefore star is commutative. So we can write it or we can show it through example. Okay, star is commutative. So let us go for seventh question. See, find the principal value of tan inverse root 3 minus secant inverse of minus 2. Okay, tan inverse root 3 minus secant inverse of minus 2. See, tan inverse of, so we can write this root 3 means tan of which value gives me root 3? Tan 60 degree. So I can write this as tan pi by 3. Then minus, see, secant inverse of minus 2. That means I have to use the formula. See, we know this formula, secant inverse of minus x is equal to minus secant inverse x. See, this minus secant inverse x. So we can use that formula inside the bracket. So that is secant inverse of minus x is minus, okay, see, observe that I will write the formula once again. See, there are 6 formulas. Secant inverse of minus x is pi minus secant inverse x. So minus secant inverse x does not apply for this. See, pi minus secant inverse x. So I can write this inside the bracket. Okay, so secant inverse of minus x can be written as pi minus secant inverse x. So I will write this as, see, pi minus secant inverse of 2. Then tan inverse of tan pi by 3 means it will be pi by 3 only. Then minus, I will write pi as it is, pi minus, see, secant inverse of 2. That means secant of which value gives me 2, that is pi by 3. So overall I will get pi by 3. So I can remove the bracket, pi by 3 minus pi, okay, plus pi by 3. Let me continue in the next step. Pi by 3 minus pi plus pi by 3. Okay, so I will take the LCM is 3 or multiply every term by 3. So I will get pi minus 3 pi plus pi divided by 3. Then this is pi plus pi, 2 pi minus 3 pi, that will be what? Minus pi by 3. So this should be your answer for 7th question. So let us consider next question. See, A dash is given 3 minus 1 0 4 2 1. Then another matrix B is given minus 1 2 1 1 2 3. Then we have to find a dash minus b dash. Okay, see, a dash minus, we have asked to find a dash minus b dash. So a dash is already with us, 4 to 1, see a dash minus, see b dash means transpose of b, so we have to interchange the rows and columns of second matrix. That will be what? Minus 1 to 1. Okay, first column, then second column is 1 2 3. Then we can consider the corresponding elements. 3 minus of minus 1, that is 3 plus 1, that is 4. Then 4 minus 1, that is 3. Then minus 1 minus 2, that is minus 3. 2 minus 2, that is 0. Then 0 minus 1, it is minus 1. Then 1 minus 3, it will be minus 2. So this is a dash minus b dash. Check the corresponding elements. 3 minus of minus 1, that is 3 plus 1, that is 4. 4 minus 1, 3. Minus 1 minus 2, minus 3. Then 2 minus 2, that is 0. Then 0 minus 1 is minus 1. Then 1 minus 3, that is minus 2. So let us consider ninth. So what is given? See, 2x, 3, 5x on the left hand side. On the right hand side, we have given 16, 3, 5, 2. So this implies, see, we can multiply this 2x into x, that is 2x square minus 15 is equal to, so we can take this product 32 minus 15. So that is 2x square minus 15 is equal to, so 32 minus 15, that will be what? 17. Then 2x square is equal to 17 plus 15. Okay, 2x square is equal to 17 plus 15. So I can add this 17 plus 15, that is 32. Okay, 32. Then x square is equal to 32 by 2. So we will be getting 16, or x is equal to plus or minus root 16. So we will get x is equal to plus or minus 4. So this should be the value of x. X is equal to plus or minus 4. Okay, check the continuity of the function. See, f of x is equal to 2x plus 3 at the point, so they have given the point as x is equal to 1. See, directly we can consider the limit here. Limit, okay, before considering the limit, we can find out the value of the function at the given point. Okay, f of 1. So f of 1 means what? It will be 2 plus 3. So answer is 5. Okay, f of 1 is defined. So next we have to consider the limit of this function as x tends to 1. So that is, consider limit of this 2x plus 3 as x tends to 1. So if I apply limit, so I cannot write limit once again. So 2 into 1, 2, that is 2 plus 3. 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. So here we are observing that value of the function at the given point is equal to limit of the function as x tends to that point. See, value of the function at the given point is, we got 5. Then this right hand side is also 5. Therefore, we can decide that the given function is continuous. So in the last step, we can write that the given function is continuous at x is equal to 1. So this complete solution for 10th problem. So let us go for 11th problem. So what is given? Y plus sin y is equal to cos x. Okay, then we have to find dy by dx. Okay, let us differentiate both sides with respect to x. Then, so we'll get, see, derivative of y is dy by dx, or I will write y1 plus the derivative of sin y with respect to x, cos y into derivative of y with respect to x, I'll write y1. Then on the right hand side we have cos x. Derivative of cos x is what? Minus sin x. So we can take y1 outside the left hand side. So I will get 1 plus cos y on the inside the bracket, and on the right hand side minus sin x. So in the next step we solve for y1. So y1 is equal to minus sin x by 1 plus cos y. y1 is equal to minus sin x divided by 1 plus cos y. So this is the required derivative. Solution for 11th problem. See, 12th problem is differentiate x to the power sin x with respect to x. So consider that as x to the power of sin x. So it is clearly showing that we have to take log. Okay, log on both sides. So that is log y equals log x to the power sin x. So before differentiating on the right hand side, make sure that you use the property log m to the power of n is n log m. So I can write that as sin x into log x. So here I got two functions. So differentiate both sides with respect to x. Okay, log y is equal to sin x log x. Let me write log y is equal to sin x log x. Now at this step I can differentiate with respect to x. See, derivative of log y we know 1 by y into dy by dx, that is y1. On the right hand side I should apply product rule. First function into derivative of second function. See, they say derivative of second function is log x, derivative of log x is 1 by x. So write that x in the denominator plus second function is log x and the derivative of sin x is what? Cos x. So or I want this y1 is equal to, so bring y to the right hand side, write all the terms as it is, sin x by x plus log x into cos x. So this should be the answer for 11th question. See, in our previous two sessions, so we have worked out all the questions of part A and part B. So let us consider the remaining parts in the next session.